Hello. My mic. Hello and welcome in Astro Codes of Life. We'll wait a couple of seconds, we'll see if we get any viewers. The best thing is that I did try to do a live last night, but I did not make that video public. So right now I'm gonna check whether I am visible on YouTube's. And we'll see if we'll get more than one viewer. Yeah, am I live? So the thing is that I want you to ask me questions, if there are any viewers. It seems that I am live, yeah. Okay, I am live. And I am the only viewer of my video. Okay, so we're waiting. Come on, 0 viewers. I simply try to find out what would be the best time for my lives, so I could interact with my 88 viewers as of today. Okay, so if no one is watching, we'll do short analysis what is going on in the world right now and what is actually going to happen sooner or later. Let me just get rid of the most of the annoying stuff from the screen, and we'll get into the analysis of the next couple of months. And this, I mean, well, end of February, March and April, because beginning of April I would assume is going to give us some sort of beginning of the action, and I assume that we are going to experience a bit of action for, let's say, 6 months. Anyways, let's get into the horoscope. So right now what we can see, and this is the 22nd 23rd of, what is it today? I think it's 23rd of this, 22nd. We still have 22nd of February. The time is around 6 o'clock. Is it 6 or 5? 6 o'clock evening in Ireland. So it would be like 12 o'clock in the United States of America. So anyway, the first thing that you can see is when Ceres enters Pisces tomorrow or the next day, on the 25th or on the 26th? On the 23rd. No, I went too far. Okay, so we have 23rd, 24th, 25th of February, Ceres enters Pisces, and in Pisces we are going to have Neptune, North Node, Saturn, Mercury, Sun, and Ceres. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6 astrological elements in the same sign. So what does it mean? It means that we are going to have lots of Pisces themes going on in the days to come, and they are already in. So Pisces would give us feeling of compassion, unconditional love, victimization, and this is what's is actually happening with Ukraine right now. And I'm just wondering, should I do horoscope of Ukraine, or is this thing over? I have to do Cuba. As I said before, I did have some sort of a precognition that happened, I think, maybe half a year, maybe a year ago. I did something for a friend of mine, and during that process I had a precognition that there is going to be some sort of counter-revolution in Cuba. And I thought about months January, February. But I didn't get the year. I'm gonna do the horoscope and see whether any sort of revolutionary themes are going to play in Cuba, because I think that it is quite possible that the United States will try to regain control over that small island that is actually quite important for the Americans, but we'll see what horoscopes say. Hopefully I might do this video tonight, we'll see. But the themes of Pisces, so as I said, compassion, victimization, unconditional love, and illusion, delusion, hard to grasp. Reality becomes very difficult to grasp. So as I said in one of the first analyses I did publicly on YouTube, is that first 2 months of this year are going to be quite quiet and difficult to grasp and understand that there is so much that is going to happen soon. So if a planet enters a sign, like Neptune entered Pisces a number of years ago, through the whole process of such a planet traveling through this zodiac sign, it does certain type of work. So when we had Pluto in Capricorn for last probably 20 years, technically speaking, that was the apex, especially the year 2019, 2020, 21, 22, the apex of deep state controlling everything. So that's why you spend so much time at home, probably buying toilet paper, when you could have. And now we have Pluto in Aquarius, that I did a video about already, so you can check it out. But the theme of Pisces are going to play out at the very end of February and probably March. What's gonna happen next? So, and that can be the stuff with Israel and Palestine, that the whole world sees one of these countries, maybe even two, as victim of the whole situation. And there is this thing called, I did horoscope of Israel as well, and this is a very important section of the world that everyone wants to control for thousands of years. So what happened right now is that they are planning to build a competition canal from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, so they could regain control over the China trade between Europe and China, more or less. It might happen in future, especially when the United States say, yeah, we want to control this area. We want to send soldiers down there. And the West Bank, we don't really need that, so maybe we'll move the people away. So these are the Pisces themes that are being played right now. But still, that's not enough. What we are looking for is, in a horoscope, because we are talking about life-changing big events that are going to happen anytime soon, and these events are indicated by more factors than just a number of planets in one sign. So very soon we are going to have this not very exact conjunction, but still we are going to have Neptune here, North Node, Mercury that is not retrograding yet, and Moon in close proximity. It's not a conjunction, so it's not a complete conjunction. It is a conjunction in astrology, but it is not exact. But what themes can be played here, that's at the very end of Pisces, and that's the 1st of March this year, so just in a couple of days, in a week time. So simply when emotions and flow of information into the future meets with the god of dreams, illusions, and unconditional love, I would say that some sort of events that are associated with compassion and illusion may happen quite very soon. That's the end of this month, early next month. But what we are waiting for is the ingress of Neptune into the into the next sign. But this very interesting triple conjunction, I will have a look at the map of the world, and I will try to associate this conjunction, but as it is not very exact, it will be difficult for me to pinpoint where some action of this sort is going to take place. But as I said before, I think it was the video about the beginning of February, when we had this conjunction of Venus, Saturn, Neptune and North Node, I think. I indicated that Canada is going to be one of the most affected countries by this conjunction, and well, whatever you say, I think that the Canadian government did have quite sort of a rude awakening if we are talking about relationship with other nations, especially their southern neighbor, United States. I just reminded myself that I had a quick peek at the horoscope of Mexico, I think, and they are going to have quite an interesting progressed aspect. Progressed Venus, I think, is going to meet the natal Pluto of Mexico, that is in the 6th house, and 6th sector. The 7th sector represents partners in your life. So I expect it is possible that Mexico will try to build maybe even a network of trade partners and military partners as well. The question is it going to be United States, for example, or is it going to be China? Like the Canadian government is saying that, maybe we should think of switching alliances and work more with China instead of working with Americans. But that's a difficult situation for Canadians and Americans, I would say. Mostly for Canadians. Anyway, so this is one interesting conjunction that is going to happen end of this month and beginning of March. Let's move forward, because I'll have a look at that conjunction maybe even tonight, and I will make a video about it. Ask me questions if there is any viewers, because I can't really see whether there is any viewers or is there not. So if you are viewing this video at this very moment, if you're watching, you can ask me a question. And this year we are going to have quite a number of planets changing sign, ingressing into different signs. We had Pluto going into Aquarius for good last November or early December, as far as I remember, and we are going to have Neptune changing sign into Aries from Pisces very, very soon, and then Saturn will turn into Aries as well later that year, and we'll have Uranus changing from Taurus to Gemini, and we'll have Jupiter going into Cancer later this year, as it's going to be 2026. So it means that there is going to be loads of action going on. And apart from that, we have this major aspect between Neptune is going to be in the very center of interest together with Saturn, because there is sextile between Neptune and Pluto, and there is going to be sextile between Neptune and Uranus. That's lots of energy. That's going to affect the whole world, but that's gonna happen in the summer, and then we'll have a repeat in February, I think. February, March next year, maybe January. But we'll shoot videos about that in future, no problem. So some sort of action I would expect when planets enter. Well, I remember one ingress that was quite big. That was Uranus entering Aries, and that happened in 2011, was it? So we had Fukushima. That was Uranus entering Aries, massive earthquake, and then we had the Fukushima disaster. So are we going to expect something like that just after Neptune entering Aries? I don't think so, that we would have such a dramatic event comparable to Uranus entering Aries. But we'll see, future will show. But we have this ingress happening, I think that's April, is it? Come on, is there any viewer on my channel? I can't really see that. If there is, ask me a question. Ask me a question. So, when are we going to... And look at that. at the very, very end, that's the 20th of March 2025, in about a month, it's 22nd of February, we are going to have Neptune conjunct Sun, and still the slight conjunction with the North Node is active. That's the very last part of Pisces, where we have our Neptune right now. And then there is another form of energy, of ego energy, Sun coming into the conjunction with Neptune in the very last part of Pisces, may indicate some sort, and it depends on the part of the world, and it depends on personal horoscope of a country and individual, what type of influence would that be. But that would be the last job of Neptune that is going to be happening in Pisces for next 160 years, let's say, before the return of Neptune into Pisces again. So, as I said in one of my first videos, this year expect lots of illusion, delusion, misunderstanding, misjudgment, and misdirections happening all over the world, in very different parts of the world, and in very different aspects of your life and life of your countries. So I would assume that this is the last moment when the world of compassion, equality, and widely accepted acceptance is going to be played. I would say that shortly after that, and this is 26, 20, when is it happening? 27, 28th of March. That's the 31st of March, when we will have again, together with Pluto, with Neptune, I'm sorry. Neptune is just entering Aries. That's 31st of March this year, depending where you live in the world. So it can be 31st, 1st. We have Venus and Mercury going retrograde, meeting again North Node and Neptune, very close to Saturn. So that would be the last blast of, as I said, widely accepted compassion, equality, acceptance, and inclusivity. What's gonna happen then is that Neptune is going to enter Aries. Aries is associated with fire energy, initiating action, and of course war. So I would say that from the first days of Neptune entering Aries, we are going to have some sort of unclear and very difficult situation to understand regarding wars going on all over the world, probably. And then Neptune is going to wait for Saturn to enter Aries later that year, and joining Neptune. And as I said, it is a very strong setting with Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, creating two sextiles, giving extra energy to this very conjunction that will happen around the 7th of July this year. And then again, probably late February 2026. But these planets are not going to touch each other. They are not going to go into exact conjunction this year. That's going to happen next year, of course, in Aries. So the points of interest in the next couple of months are these two conjunctions that are going to happen at the very end of Pisces, as I said before. And then on the from the 1st of March, was it? From the 30th of March into April, I would expect that action will start rolling out. Then and then again we are waiting till, let's say, midsummer, where, as far as I remember well, planets should give us some sort of a break after the midsummer, yeah? But the action in general is going to start happening all over the world, more or less, late days of March till autumn, when we should get some sort of a pause for a while. After that pause, more action next year. The question is how vivid and active this action is going to be this and next year. I expect, I can't say a pivotal year. A pivotal year was 2019 and 20 and 21. That was the pivotal year that changed really much in our lives. But this year, and I did say it before, is going to be the year when the action really starts. And as the times to this action taking place come closer and closer, I should shoot more videos regarding all the aspects and elements that I've just spoken about here briefly. And we'll see if I have enough time to do it, of course. And I'll be very happy if you, to answer your questions, if you ask them in the comment section whenever you want. Right now, we are going to focus on Cuba. That's one thing. And I think Mexico would go next. And then someone suggested Poland. We'll do Poland as well. Because as far as I remember, Polish horoscope looks, well, long story short, if we are talking about Poland, it seems that Poland will lose independence in the years 2028 and then again 2035, 36, something like that. But it seems that Poland may lapse existence as a country again. It would happen for the third time, let's say, in the Poland's written history. So that's the long story short. In the long term, I would see Poland, yes, losing independence, and it might get partitioned again into two or more, between two or more countries. Yeah, this is how Poland look like. So Cuba, Mexico, and then we'll think about Poland. Yeah, if you have any suggestions of any other countries, and if you have suggestions of any interesting periods in time, let me know. We'll think about it. For the time being, I would suggest that the end of March, beginning of April is going to be the moment when we are going to get some sort of an action, but we are going to get lots of illusion in the same time as well. And this is because if you think about Neptune, it's water, pharmacy, chemistry, illusion, cinema, unconditional love, but this is watery energy, and this watery energy enters the realm of the god of war, fire, iron. So if you throw a bucket of water into a house on fire, you're going to get lots of steam, but very little effect of putting the fire out. You have to use tremendous amount of water to put the fire out, but then again, lots of steam is being produced. So I would expect the action to start taking place from end of March, beginning of April, but this is going to be an action that is very, very difficult to understand. For example, you know, anyways, my girls are getting ready for a theater or something like that, so they are quite noisy. So anyways, so these are the teams that are going to be played this spring. It might be difficult to understand what is going on in the world and why is it happening so soon, why is it happening so fast, why were expect lots of misinformation, expect lots of miscalculation, and then we are going to have this almost culmination of these energies in summer this year. If everything goes all right, the absolute culmination of these energies are going to happen next year around this time. So February, March, I think 2026. I will check it on the cosmogram later on. But the next months are going to be extremely intense. It depends where you live in the world. And it depends on your horoscope as well. And your approach to life. I can say that expect stressful times, yeah. Anyway, it can be stressful, yeah. What areas and what countries are going to be affected? I will try to cover it in my videos. The next video that we are covering is Cuba, then Mexico, and then we'll think about Poland. But as far as I remember, I did have a look at the Polish horoscope a number of years ago. As far as I remember, it seems that Poland will lose independence sooner or later. So, yeah. No one wrote me even one question. Anyway, so that's it for today. Because I have dry mouth. That's it for today. See you next time. Whatever happens, don't worry and be happy, yeah? And I do consultations as well. So if you want to get some consultation with me, there should be a number below in the description. If it's not, just check out some of my other videos. So I do have a WhatsApp number. You can contact me for consultation if you want. That's it for today.